What is up, everybody? How are we doing tonight? We got a big crowd already in here tonight. Let's see, everybody's here. I see my dad is here. Hello, Sonny, Pop, Dad. And look, everybody, Dan is back. Dan is here, winging it in the woods. I was just watching one of your videos a couple days, no, just yesterday, Dan. How's everybody doing? Granny's here, and Debbie Sue is here. I hope you're feeling great tonight, ma'am. I bet you're having a great week. That is awesome. And Geraldine is here in the house. Excellent. Fantastic. Deb and Mike are here. CL, the whole gang, all the cool kids are back at the table, everybody. Lori's in the house. DG, Daniel's here. Just finished his live stream about an hour ago. Had a good time with that. And good news, we have a special guest in the house tonight. We have a awesome fellow with me, and I'm going to hold back on that. Allie's here with us, taking time from the banks of the canal to hang out. But real quick, I just want to give a shout out because I told you all last week that I had signed up for Amazon affiliates and the vidIQ affiliate program and Buy Me a Coffee. And wouldn't you know it, if our excellent friend John Ruddy wasn't the first one to jump in there and give us a $25 tip, Mr. Generous John. Now, I think you all might remember John. He was one of the earliest attendees at our live stream. He's up there in um, Jacksonville, and I used to work with John. He used to live down here, and he worked at the office with me. But when I only had 2 or 3 people in the live stream, including one of them was my dad, John was in there encouraging me to keep going and talking about how great it is to be outdoors. And look at John hitting me with a $25 tip to kick things off, man. That's the way to get things started. So, John, I don't see you in the chat right now, John, but I'm going to make sure he sees this on the replay. But what a great guy. So I do have a Buy Me a Coffee link in the description of my videos now. And some of you guys just want to do super chats, which is great. YouTube keeps, by the way, they keep their cut of super chats. So Buy Me Coffee's nice if you guys want to set that up for your YouTube channel, because you get to keep the money. They don't throw you. But without any more delay, let me bring in my guest, our good friend Tyler, wrapped up in his blanket from the outdoor Tennessean. Is
Hey, it's
in the
cold out
house.
here.
Everybody say hi to Tyler. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
You look warm, man. I'm doing great. It's
Yeah,
70 degrees down here. So,
I think it's like close to or at low 40s right now. I
yeah,
think that's where it's at.
supposed to get down to about 42 here. So, I should warn CL it's probably going to get close to freezing for you up in the panhandle. When we get in the 40s, you get a bit colder than that. So, let's real quick
Yeah.
let me show everybody your channel. It's just I think everybody knows you already, but the Outdoor Tennessean is, and I'll just real quick while I'm at it, also drop a link in the. Let me grab that real quick. I want to give everybody a link to your channel, and not everybody can put a link in the chat. I think I have to do that. So let me do that real fast while we're talking about it. But it's a cool channel, man. And one of the cool things I like about it is you've been building this log cabin with your son, and you're real
Building.
open and
Yeah.
talking to everybody about all the progress and everything else. So I guess I just want to throw some questions at you, if that's okay.
That's
You
fine. Hit me with it.
know, how long have you had the channel, and um, how long have you been doing YouTube?
Okay. Um, I had the channel since 2012, but I was just making videos that are very private now. Just gaming videos and then acting videos like auditions and reading monologues. Uh, and then I stopped, and then we started watching Outdoor Boys 2 years ago, and we loved Outdoor Boys. My son was just like, "Oh, look at this fish! Look at what they're doing outdoors." And then my son had a big fishing spontaneous trip, and he just fell in love with fishing. And he used to go with, he still goes with it with his papa, and that's their little fishing thing. And I remember him begging me to go fishing. Me go fishing, go fishing, go fishing. And then we went fishing. And I remember never being outdoors person ever. Never went fishing ever. I was so scared to touch the worm and put it on the hook. And my son was just like, "Oh, you do it this way." He hooked it, and then twisted it. And I was like, "Oh, that's disgusting." And then he'll like throw it in, cast it, and then Luke was like, we're done doing YouTube. And then my son looks at me and he's like, "Why can't we do YouTube?" And that from that moment, I was just like, "Why not?" And I talked to my wife and I was like, "If Brooks really wants to do outdoors type videos, I'm all for it. I'll go get a camera. I'll learn how to fish. I'll be 100% on board if that's what he wants to do." And we started late May, and our first video did over 1,000 views. It was just a little short video of him fishing with his sister and us, and then my wife catching a fish, and then he's kissing the bluegill and throwing it back in the water. That's his specialty. Every time he catches a fish, he gives it a kiss and throws it back in. Don't know why. For me personally, I think that's disgusting because it's a fish in water. But hey, to each his own. And since then, we did Dollywood videos. We did a train video, camping videos, fishing videos, and then now, like you said, we're doing the cabin, trying to build it. It's been falling apart ever since day one. The logs are too small. It fell over when the storm hit. So I moved it over to where I was at now, trying to make a triangle. And then my father-in-law was like, "Let's cut this tree down." So we cut this tree down, not knowing that the log was like super big, like you can see in the video. So we put the log in there. We got we got 4 posts, and then we put another log. And then the log on top of the third one was too small compared to the other one. So it would just fall and it will fall. And then my wife's like, "I don't think that's safe for Brooks or you." So I was like, "You know what? You might be right." And then my father was like, "Why don't you just build a legit cabin?" And I was like, "Why not? I mean, let's just be all spontaneous." So that's where we are now. Uh, didn't do a video that's coming out this week because it rained, like cats and dogs Friday night. And then where the land's at, it's in a flood zone. So if it rains a lot, you're not getting in and you're not getting out. So I had to wait a little bit for it to dry up to go back out there and cut some trees and start building that cabin.
Well, let me ask you another question, but before I do, we got big news. We got huge
Oh, I see that.
news. The news is I get to use my new button because we have a new member who just became a member. And not only that, we have another new member. We've got Allie and Traveling Whitcombs both became new members as Tyler was speaking there. And this is fantastic because I get to hit my cool button that goes like that. So, thank you very much, Allie, and the Traveling Whitcombs. I think we talked about them last week. Real quick, let's just pull up their channels and show everybody what we're looking at here. So the Traveling Whitcombs, you guys remember, they had this nice video that I was telling you guys about. They were at this Wisconsin park up on top of a mountaintop, and it was real pretty, and they were taking selfies in front of the sign that was designed for that. It's super cool. Um, membership is only $1 here, but it gives you access to a bunch of my behind the scenes videos, and I make a bunch of videos that are just for members. When I go out to make a regular video, then I also make some scenes that are just for members. So all of y'all who became members tonight, be sure you go into the member section under my videos. Go to the membership and go get caught up on all the old videos that I've made just for folks who want to be members. And then Fishing with Allie, she's just the queen of the bass fishing canals around here. Everybody knows her. We see her on everybody's live stream. I think she's everybody's sweetheart down here. So everybody be sure to check out Allie and Alligator as Allie as I call her. Let me grab her channel and throw that in, and also the Whitcombs. and throw that in the chat. How about that? There we go. So everybody can see that on the replay. If you don't want to watch it right now, you can always come back. And of course, I'll put those in the replay description as well. We'll do that. So, all right. So Tyler, you're talking about tearing. You're talking about tearing the old cabin that you built down because it was just too flimsy and just wasn't going to work out. So you decided to start over. But a lot of people probably would have just not covered that, not talked about, I guess, mistakes, right? I've always said mistakes are actually like merit badges that you can say, look at how much I've learned, from that. So discuss the decision when you came to the realization that you needed to start over on the cabin. How did you feel, and how did you overcome any resistance you felt like, oh, I don't know if I really want to start over? How did you break through that into the mindset of, I'm going to start over from scratch?
Uh, so it was the second video where it was falling apart, and I don't know if anybody watched it, but I felt defeated. Like, my son was so excited to actually have something that we can do together as a father and son building moment, and it started leaning. And silly me, I should have built it more structured wise, because the way I built it, of course, it was going to lean this way or lean forward because I didn't have no back support. So this side was good, but this side wasn't. So it started leaning, and I had to put posts on each side. And then I was like, okay, it's good. 2 weeks, a storm hit. I went back, and it was gone. Like, it fell over. And I saw it, and I really just wanted just to cry. I'm not gonna lie to you guys or anything like that. You know, crying is good for the soul. So I just sat there in the dirt, and I was just like, what should I do now? Like, my son Brooks is not here. What should I do? And I was like, let's just see what else from this rubble, what I can build. So I moved it to the other side where the log cabin is now, not the little small cabin. And I just sat there, and I just drew up a blueprint. I was like, okay, I could put logs this way, and then a back wall. And that back wall is where the little uh, sticks were. Because I wasn't trying to make it into like a cool living house like the way my father-in-law was thinking, because he was like, you're going to build a cabin, we should do it this way, we should put cinder blocks under it. And I was like, I'm just building a little bushcraft cabin for me and my son. And in his mind, he thought I was going to build like this 2-story cabin, have a full roof and a kitchen and all this other stuff. And I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. But now I think I'm more leaning into that, so we can actually have something to camp at. And what's so cool about where the land's at, there's actually a little creek that runs right beside it. So I think that would be pretty cool, just to have like a little small little cabin in between the woods, go out there, go fishing with my son. And yeah, I felt defeated, but now I have a little hope that we can actually get this cabin done, hopefully by May, maybe sooner. I don't know. I don't want to put a time limit on it, because if it don't fulfill at that time, I'm going to feel more stressed out. So I'm just going
Yeah.
as I go.
Yeah, John here says he's glad you weren't inside it. And I got to be honest, when you were building the first one with the thin sticks and all, I was a little worried. I'm a little bit, I know worrying is illegal. You're not allowed to worry. But at the same time, I was kind of like, man, I hate to think if they were in there sleeping and all this stuff fell down on top of them.
Yeah.
So, but guess what? We have huge news to
More
report.
huge.
I get to hit the button again, but I got to hit it like 20 times because there's been a flurry of activity. It appears that the traveling Whitcombs and Allie have decided to just start throwing money up in the air and making it rain and handing out memberships like they're going out of style. And rather than try and track it down through the chat, which is very difficult to keep track of, what I'm going to do is let's just go to my what do you call it? YouTube Studio, and we'll go to the main dashboard and look at this. Just while we were talking here in the past half hour, We rolled over to 3270 subscribers, which is
Heck
lovely. But
yes.
let's look at the members. If we go to see all members, oh my goodness. Well, I'll be dipped to trust to quote my favorite mechanic YouTuber, who I am wearing his shirt today. That's Derek from Vice Grip Garage. My wife got me a Vice Grip Garage T-shirt. I love Derek. He's an awesome YouTuber. Would you look at all of these? We have 15 members, and we had 3 when we started tonight because you guys decided to get crazy and just make it rain memberships, as we say here. So my goodness, this is unbelievable. Okay, I'll repeat it. Be sure all of you get a chance to go back into the channel. In fact, I'll go to it right now and show you what it looks like. If you go to the main channel for Escaping the Suburbs, which is a really easy way to get there, by the way, escapingthesuburbs.com takes you straight here. You can click on this membership tab, and you'll see all the secret behind the scenes private videos, which are for members only. A lot of these are behind the scenes from when I was making a video, and a lot of these are videos from even before we were escaping the suburbs, and I've got some old history videos in there too. So hopefully everybody enjoys those and has a good time with that. So I got a couple other things. Let's see what else we got in here. Winging It in the Woods is here. If you haven't seen Dan's channel, he's got some great videos, including one that went crazy viral about these side-by-sides and stuff. He's in Rob, the Maritimer's channels where I met him. He's also in the Creator's Cove over there, posting a lot of good content for people, just informational stuff. Miss Debbie Sue, who we all love. I love this little gentle chat video you did. It was so sweet. Your sweet spirit is just absolutely infectious, and I love that. So, Tyler, before we run out of time, because Zoom will eventually kick us out here, and we won't have it.
How
What is the? You said you're hoping to get the cabin ready by springtime. Do you want to be camping in it? What exactly is the plan for the cabin? Not only of the plans of building it, but the plans for how to use it. What's the plan?
the plans of it as of right now is just a simple little cabin that we can get into and just hang out as a family. Maybe 2-person camp. I mean, cabin. Maybe a 4-person. So for me, my wife, my daughter, and my son. That's the goal. That's the big goal. But if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. I'm not going to be mad. There's always a tent, and but yeah, I'm hopefully by May I will get the roof on. I know there's a lot of trees around that area in the land that we can cut and to just build up top of that.
Speaking of tents, what are you doing this weekend?
Hopefully camping in the cold. Hopefully. If my wife lets me off the leash from her uh I want to say insanity, but no, that's not a good word.
You're gonna be pretending like you're a grizzly, right? Grizzly's up there doing her snow camping videos and building all of her camping gear and everything up there. What is it gonna be, 20 degrees, and you're gonna try to camp out there?
Yeah, it's gonna be mid 20s, light wind blowing. Um, I thought about camping on top of a mountain
Yeah,
because it's supposed to be snowing tonight and it's supposed to be like cold
yeah.
all this week into the weekend. So where the land's at, there's a big overshadow of a mountain, and every time it snows, there's always snow on top of that mountain,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a beautiful backdrop. There's a deck with water because it's the Coe, and you got the Cherokee National Forest, and there's like a big mountain in the back, and it's always snowed up there. And I was like, that would be a perfect
Will you be camping?
sunrise.
Will you be camping on the mountain or in the valley?
So if I get it my way, I want to camp on a little mountain that oversees everything, but the big mountain's up there. But I think in my mind, I'm probably overthinking it,
Mm-hmm.
and I need to slow down because my wife is like, you don't have the equipment, you don't have the gear. It's supposed to be cold. I don't want you to get hypothermia and all this other stuff.
Yep.
So I might just camp at the land and just camp where the cabin's at
Mm-hmm.
and just put a tent there. I already have I guess, a shield for the wind,
Yep.
a little tarp,
You're
and
gonna
I
be
got
able to
some
put
wood.
up a fire, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I might.
Allie wants to know if you're gonna be able to hunt from the cabin that you're building.
Don't judge me, but I never hunt. I never hunted in my life.
Hey.
Like I said, I grew up military.
Mm-hmm.
I just played video games and ride bicycles with my friends. That's the only thing I did. This is last year was my first time ever doing anything outdoors.
Yep. We were talking about
And
that too before we went live. You and I were talking about, both you and I are office guys. We're both in
yeah,
IT. We're both computer guys. We're a little bit nerds, but we've discovered both of us how the nature and the outdoors has drawn us out of the cubicle and got us out into the green spaces, and now we're loving it. And yeah, a lot of our friends that we're meeting on here might be lifelong outdoorsmen, but the important thing is that we found it now and we're getting into it,
yes.
right?
Yeah, like I would always would love to do more outdoor stuff with my son, but also do stuff with other YouTubers or other people in the community to show me how to better be an outdoorsman because I don't want to go out there and be like, I can do this and then be like I did with the cabin.
Uh huh.
I'm just like, oh, I can do this. And then here we are, third cut, just like, hey, this isn't working. Let's try it this way. So I'm just like, I'm all down for experience because that's what builds character and just learning how to be more of an outdoorsman so I can just be more with my son and just be like, hey, let's go do this.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, my son taught me how to fish.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I never caught anything. And I remember us at a private pond in Big Sandy, Tennessee. We're fishing and I catch my first bluegill and I had to take a picture with my son. And I'm just like, let's go. I'm excited now. I got the bug like my son. So I'm just like, I went fishing. I don't know if you guys saw this. I posted it, but I went fishing and caught this big old fishing rod that was in the lake.
You caught the fishing rod in the lake while you were fishing?
Yeah. I thought it was a big catfish or a big bass, dude. I'm like, whoa,
Oh
this
my
is, and then
goodness. Well,
the fishing line just like bends and bends. I'm like, dude, this is a big. And my son's like, what did you catch? What did you catch? I said, I don't know. And a fishing pole. Come on. So yeah, that's what I caught.
Mike's Adventure Sparks is inviting you to go up to Minnesota and he'll take you camping.
Let's go.
I keep telling him to come down here to Florida and we'll take him deep sea fishing. So maybe we can go up and do ice fishing with him.
Dude, I was this close of going deep sea fishing. I was like, my family was just my wife's side of the family, like, we're gonna go to Florida, we're gonna go to deep sea fishing and everything like that. And I was like, let's go. I want to go and do it. I want to catch a barracuda. I want to do something cool, catch a big tuna, something. And then last minute they caught it. And I was like, no, they canceled it. And I was like, this sucks.
Yeah. Mike says just be careful because Sasquatch follows him around. Which did
Uh-oh.
you see the video where he was out by the lake and he was going to show us his diesel heater, but that kind of crapped out. So he went walking along the lake and there was like a Sasquatch in the woods that he was filming. Did you see that video?
I did not see that
Yeah,
video.
go look at Mike Adventure Sparks video. It's pretty funny. There's a Bigfoot walking through the woods by the lake.
Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely do that.
Yeah,
I need some more entertainment because ever since I've been doing YouTube,
yeah.
I don't know if it's for you or anybody else, I kind of draw them back of watching content.
Now I
Like
find myself
before I was a
watching
content
more.
creator,
I'm watching a lot more now. And
really.
look, you wanted to get up here,
Ah,
booger man. It's her deep.
you know how cats are.
Come here. You wanted to be over here by me, and then as soon as I pick her up, she walks away. Don't you knock that over? No, she'll knock that light right off the table because she's a booger. I've got a light, you guys, back here to light up this area, so that it looks nice. And 2 or 3 weekends ago, we were not. I mean, 2 or 3 weeks ago, I was live streaming, and she knocked it over behind me, and I didn't even notice, didn't even hear it. So you guys got to tell me if she does that again. We don't want that. She's a cat. You know what do you expect?
Yeah, that's one thing.
We are getting the notice from Zoom that we've only got 5 minutes left.
4 minutes.
So
Yeah.
I don't have the paid version of Zoom. You know, I paid for the
Yeah.
expensive version of Ecamm because it integrates with Zoom and has Zoom all built in, and it sets up your meetings and everything else. And they also want you to upgrade Zoom too to have unlimited meetings, and I don't feel like doing that right now. So
Yeah, you know how it is in the tech world. Everybody has subscriptions. Like
subscriptions,
you
everything.
subscribe to something and then you subscribe to something else, and you're just like,
Yeah,
what the heck?
yeah.
Yeah,
Apple
makes no
just
sense.
announced that they're all the software that they sell for a
Yes.
few $100 for lifetime. They're also now making it subscription like by the month because that's
Twelve ninety nine.
recurring revenue for all these companies. I guess you know.
That's how they get you.
I can't complain.
It's
My company does the same thing with our customers. We sell our software. We sell hardware that people buy. Company, well, we sell to local governments, you know, police and stuff, and then we
yeah,
really make money on the software that goes on it, you know. So
yeah. Everything's software based now. Nothing's hardware.
yeah, you're a software developer, right?
I tried to get into that field, but AI took over, so
Yeah.
I just went back to help desk.
Well, what else about your channel? Since we're going to run out of time, they're telling us 3 minutes left. What about your channel do you wish I had asked you? What question should I have asked you that you wanted to tell everybody?
I mean, that was good where it started, what made me start a YouTube channel, look at the cabin. But the biggest goal for me, the biggest goal is to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of this year.
Okay.
That is the biggest goal. I know subscribers, they basically it's a level. Basically, it's like, do you get subscribers? Do you get views? You get views, but no subscribers. So I'm just like, hopefully I get 1,000 subscribers. That's the big goal. So I'm going to try to, with my hardest, put out, if not a video every 2 weeks, but I want to try to put out a video every week. Friday at 4:45. That is my time that I'm trying to put out.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but yeah, that's the main goal: 1,000 subscribers, and just build off of that, and
Well, I
just
definitely
keep
think you
going.
can do that a lot sooner than the end of the year. I think, you know, probably by summertime because you got 200 now. Do you have any plans to do any live streaming like I'm doing right now?
Oh, dude, I would love to do a live stream of the cabin build, just like taking people with me,
Mm-hmm.
and just like, hey, like me and my son fishing, and you just have the bloopers in there, because I know sometimes when I edit, I take the funny stuff out because of my son.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, I don't think people will see that. But also, that would be cool to do a live stream with people come with me fishing with my son,
Yeah.
camping. And then two, like you have memberships, like have a membership behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
Just like, hey, these are the blooper reels in this video
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
I'm doing. Is my son is just like me. He has a character side and he likes to show it off.
Well, listen,
And
my advice is you don't have to be fancy. You don't have to do it on your laptop. You don't need Ecamm. You can just get your phone, point it at yourself, open the YouTube app, say go live right now. Just go live without anything fancy. You can do it while you're driving. You can put the thing on your dashboard, point it at yourself, and just talk to the camera while you're live. You get a ton of watch hours because people watch while you're live. So if you're live for 30 minutes on the drive to work, that's 30 minutes multiplied times however many people are watching. Plus, people can watch it later. So you'll rack up watch hours like that. But it's also a good way to build who's on, you know, a community of knowing who's in your channel and
right.
knowing the people. Like we've got all these amazing people who are talking to each other. John's here now, Grizzly's here, everybody's here hanging out here. So doing the live streams, everybody kind of talks to each other in the background, you know?
Oh yeah, I would love, like I said, I would love to do a live stream. However, where the land's at, I have AT&T, and
Mm-hmm.
AT&T, it's a no go for AT&T at the land.
Yeah.
If I had Verizon, I
Well,
can definitely live stream.
yeah, and there was an outage today. So, well, we're about to
Yeah,
get cut off on Zoom here, but thank you so much for coming on today. I'm really glad you suggested this. It was a fun time, and it's really been nice getting
yeah.
to know you in person a little bit. Oh, there he goes. There's our minute. But he's still watching the live stream, so all he's got to do now is turn up the volume on his. All he's got to do is turn up the volume on his phone, and he'll see the ending here. So Tyler, I really appreciate you coming on. If anybody else is interested, I'd love to have some more people to hang out and talk. Again, we're limited by Zoom right now, but I guess I got to look into it and see how much money Zoom wants to extend those because I could probably talk to people for a lot longer. But um, Thing for Mr. Ruddy, who's watching with us now, I don't know, John, if you saw the beginning of the live stream or if you were here in time, but I see that now that you're in here, I want to go back and once again point out your generous tip in the Buy Me a Coffee. You were the first person who ever donated anything in this, and that was super generous. I'm going to treat this like it's a late Christmas present, buddy. Thank you so much, John. That was extremely generous. Just like all you folks who were, making it rain with the memberships and handing out memberships to each other. In Ecamm Live, I can see the comments, and it puts a little yellow star next to people who are members, and now it's like everybody's got a star almost. It's like there's all these stars in here, which is hilarious. So yeah, Catherine's here. I go live direct through YouTube on my laptop, and it's easy. So you just go right through YouTube Studio, right? You just click on create and then say go live, and then go live right now, right? Yeah. You don't need anything fancy. You can just pick up your phone and go live. Anybody can do it. Yeah, 100%. I think he's going to get his 1,000 subscribers a lot sooner than he thinks he will. I think it's a reasonable goal to say by the end of the year and work towards it. But I have a feeling Mr. Tyler is going to get that by summertime. Of course, if he goes live, we're all going to be there watching it. Okay, so Tyler's in the text. He's in the chat, so we know he's watching now. So that's great. We can help some donate some money to help pay for it. You don't have to do that, Mike. You guys have already done so much. You guys have given me super chats and the buy me a coffee money, and you guys are doing these memberships, which are $1 a piece. YouTube keeps, I forget how much YouTube keeps, 30 cents or something like that. Don't worry about that, Mike. You don't have to do it. I'm going to look into it and see what I'm going to see what it is. John loves the group chats. I do too. I've been on so many live streams this week, and I would say this past couple months. I was on Daniel's DG Outdoors earlier tonight, and Granny's was on. Our good friends Have Fun Outdoors were live this past week. Everybody's going live. Mike was live. I don't always give away memberships, but when I do, I just stay thirsty, my friends. Very good. You guys are funny. It's funny when you put in emojis. I don't get to see the emoji. I just get to see the text of what it calls, because I guess Ecamm doesn't really handle it correctly. But I can come over to my thing and see the ones that you're putting. You're using my customized emojis. Members get custom emojis. I think there's a pipe one. There's my compass one. There's my logo. So now that you're all members, most of you can go down at the bottom and hit the little smiley face and do the custom emojis now, which is pretty cool. So, hey, I got some other shout outs besides, I know I said this already, a few of you folks, but Hi-Fi Cabin, let me drop him in the chat. I want to talk for a second about Hi-Fi Cabin because he gave me a shout out in his video. He's a brand new YouTuber. I guess I could bring up his page. That would be a kind thing to do, wouldn't it? Let's bring this page up. I think this will work if I do that. Hi-Fi Cabin, does it? No, it doesn't work. Sometimes people haven't got that working. They got a username, but they've got their @ not set. So no, we're not going to watch Fleetwood Mac. We're going to Hi-Fi Cabin. Super nice guy. He's over in England. He's got 2 videos so far, and he's building out a stereo shack to listen to music and make videos about it. But as you can see in his video here, he's got a couple of sections where people who are subscribers. This was a great idea. He comes over and puts a pin in the map where his subscribers are if they tell him or if they've got it public where they're located. What a great idea for a channel. And you can see he's got somebody in America, which is me. He didn't realize I was down here, so he's going to move that. He had somebody up in Canada. He said someone in England, pretty close to where he is. So Hi-Fi Cabin is the name of the channel, and he's a super cool dude. And I think he was in Rob the Maritimer's live chat, which is how I discovered that. Brand new channel. He's got less than 50 subscribers, building out that little hi-fi shack, showing how he's doing it. I was one of his first viewers on his first video. I think he had like less than 10 views or something. I think I might have seen been like the third viewer of his entire channel, but his name's Brett. Gave me that shout out. Very easy to listen to, great presentation style. So keep going, Brett. Um, Congrats to the Mountain Dispatch, which is a nice lady. Let's just take a peek. She's much bigger. Here we go. You probably recognize her because she's pretty big now. She's got 22,000 subscribers, but she hit 1 million views combined, all of her things in I think 8 months. And I've been in some of her live streams. She goes live a lot. Real nice lady. And I think it's a really good reminder not to get in the trap of comparing ourselves to other people, not just in YouTube, but in anything. But somebody who's got 1 million views in 8 months is fantastic for her. But she's in some really, really crazy parts of the world too. I think she's been in the Far East and traveling in I forget what, Thailand, all kinds of cool places. But it's not a contest and it's not a zero sum game. If you guys all go subscribe to Hi-Fi Cabin, it's not like I lose subscribers. It's not a zero sum. There's enough. There's enough for everybody. Another couple of shout outs I want to do real quick. I made some notes here so I don't forget. Lori, congratulations on your grandbaby. We saw your post on your channel's post. You got a new grandbaby in the family. Congratulations. That was a very sweet post, and it was really touching the way you used that as an opportunity to draw some life lessons for all of us, thinking about a new baby in the family. I already talked about Mike's Adventure Sparks, your nice lake video. Supposed to be a diesel heater video, but ended up being a Sasquatch sighting and watching some deers. That's a good example of taking lemons and making lemonade. CL Fantasy Waves, you've really revved up the video and post output on your channel. Every time I go on YouTube, there's something new from you, whether it's a new video or a short or a post. And I just want to say how great it is to see your channel getting into high gear. And CL is a good reminder to us. We don't see her face, we don't really hear her voice, but her videos, they don't bore us. They keep us engaged, and she keeps the action moving, and she doesn't linger too long on a scene. There's been times when she moves off of something and I have to go back and rewind it and watch it again because she's not lingering on stuff, unnecessarily long, and it for some reason just keeps my interest. um, Today it suggested to me a video from like 4 weeks ago with a bunch of cool rockabilly Christmas music in it. I was like, why are you showing me this now? Who cares? I don't know. I'm just going to enjoy the music. Have fun in nature. That's Brian and Tiffany. They were here in the chat last week. They have a really neat channel where they do a lot of cool cinematic looking produced videos, but they also go live from their RV once a week. Really fun time with them. That's Have Fun in Nature. Daniel, it was cool to see your long-awaited fish mount arrive, and you put that up in the room. And you did a show and tell today with a ton of books. I think you showed every book you own. Rebounding with Cheryl has been in our comments lately a lot. Very nice lady. She does an exercise channel geared towards ladies of a certain age. So low impact rebounding type exercise, and also a lot of good mental health content in Rebounding with Cheryl. And I guess the last one I want to do a shout out right now off the top of my head is Fishing with Ali G. Your videos have stepped up a level. I noticed lately your videos have just got a lot of production value and professionalism, and I just want to say how much I enjoy seeing that. And when I'm watching your videos, it just looks like you're out there having a ball, having a fantastic, great time. And that's the kind of thing that just bleeds through the screen and everybody can see that. And that kind of applies to everybody who's watching right now. All of you guys have these channels and your personality just comes right through YouTube. Obviously it's more fun to me because I feel like I know you, and watching a channel of somebody you think you know is a lot more fun. Daniel said it a few weeks back. He said, we're not just friends, we're family. If you guys want a sticker, I sent out stickers and magnets to Lori and Daniel, and there is a link in my description to a Google form. If you're interested in that, I will send that out to you free. I just need to know an address to send it to. So I'm not going to spam you. I'm just need a name and an address to send that to. So if that's something you're interested in, I will send out magnets and stickers to anybody who wants them. Let's see what I'm missing in the chat. Took you several days to figure out how to do the Christmas tree. Well, you got to figure it out. It worked. It worked great. I made you the subscriber of the day. What? I didn't know you can do that. How do you make this? Let's take a look at that. How do you make somebody the subscriber of the day? Let's reload this. What is it? Did you just something you just made up? That's got to be something you made up. Subscriber of the day. I don't even know where I would find that. I think you just made that up. Subscriber of the day. I don't know. Maybe you're being serious. If you are, explain to me what you're talking about. And let's see here. Whoop whoop. I'm always having. Yeah, you are. She has a good singing voice. I've heard her singing in her videos, and she's just kind of hanging out, singing and doing doop de doop de doop. She got a great voice. You write all your own songs, right? I've heard you do some music parodies too, right? Okay, so you say, where can I send the info? Let me show you. Let's go back to Google Chrome web browser, and I'll just go onto my channel. Let's just pick any random video. For example, this gorgeous Do Not Listen to Your Heart video. And I'm going to hit pause for a second. And right here in the description, we go into the description, we click more, and you'll see down here, it says, where is it? Would you like some free magnets and stickers? I'd be happy to send you some. Let me know. And if you click this form right here, this is a Google form, and it looks like this. It says free stickers and magnets. All you need to do is give me, Google requires you to give your email. Tell me who you are. In here, you don't have to put your real name if you don't want to. You can just put Ali G or, Billy Bob, Jim Bob, whatever you want. But you do got to give me an address to mail it to, I know where to send the stickers and the magnets, and it'll be free. And then I ask you if you got a YouTube channel, right? And if you say yes, I know that's a required question. Leave me alone. I know they're required. But if I say yes, you hit next, and then I think I got it set. Oh, come on. Making me put in a real one. You guys got to put yours in. There we go. And then you say next, and then I think the next question, if it says, what's your YouTube channel name? If you said yes, it says, what's your YouTube channel name? So you put it what it is, and then how did you learn about me? And then, is there anything you want me to discuss? You hit submit, and all that does is it just gives me basically the answers to the form, which all I'm really interested in is the address to send the stickers and stuff. So that's how that works. Easy peasy. So if y'all go want stickers and magnets, I will send them your way. I need to go watch. Yes, you do, for sure. Go underneath posts. I do the same thing underneath posts. Okay, let's go do that and look and see. Maybe I missed that. Fishing with Ali G. Posts. Happy New Year. We did it. Should I? So this is where you're talking about, Mike? I don't see it. Let me reload it. I'm gonna have to learn to make somebody the subscriber of the day. That's pretty cool. I'll Google that. I think you're pulling my chain, Mike. Okay, I'll fill out your fancy form. Very good. Okay, my descriptions don't look nothing like that. I have a lot to learn. Well, it's when you put up a new video and you upload a video, there's a big old description there, and if you want to, honestly, just look at somebody else's and copy it and steal it. Catherine, thank you so much. I know it's got to be like 2 a.m. or something in New Zealand. Thank you for dropping by. We love you. Have a great. Don't forget, Catherine went live at some ungodly hour, which was like probably 11 a.m. for her. But if you didn't get a chance to watch it, go back and watch the replay of her live stream so you'll see it. Oh, it's in the live stream of your video. Okay, in the intro of your video, you made it up. Okay, so there's not something called subscriber of the day. Okay, cool. All right, try my page. Go to underneath the post. Let's do that. Let's go there real quick here. Let me go to, where is Mr. Mike? Go to channel. Go to posts. Let's see what he did. Okay, so essentially you're going to call her subscriber of the day, but it's not like an official subscriber of the day button that YouTube has. You're just highlighting your friend and subscriber. I guess that's what you mean, right? Here's another one, Evie Eden. We've seen her. Yep. So under posts is a good place to put who you're highlighting as your subscriber of the day. And Allie says what she did was she mentioned it at the beginning of her video. So she says at the intro of her video, she just kind of made it up and said, you know, something like subscriber of the day is this silly guy that's very silly. Um, in Daniel's video live stream, they're all talking about health food and what's good for you, and she said to drink green drinks. So I said, "Oh, you mean like Mountain Dew?" And she screamed at me, "No, not Mountain Dew." I said, "Oh, you mean like Gatorade?" She said, "No, not Gatorade." But she knew I was playing around. She's talking about like juicing vegetables and things like that. So she knows I was just playing with her. He's gonna go watch. Okay, you go watch Gilmore Girls, Tyler. Proving that you're not the outdoorsy guy, but that's totally fine. That's totally cool. Yeah, you got the idea from someone else. That's a great idea. That's a good idea. Start highlighting your subscribers. Excellent idea. Catherine's lunchtime is our late afternoon. She went live at 4 p.m. Central Time. Okay. But you know what's weird is I think it's the next day for her. So although it feels like it's just a few hours in the past, I think she's not 4 hours in the past. I think she's like 20 hours in the future because she's way ahead of us right next to the date line. So if it's 11 a.m. for her, let's put it this way, if it's 4 p.m. for CL on Wednesday, it's really 11 a.m. Thursday morning for Catherine because she's way out in the future for us. It's like she's it's like she's time traveling. Yeah, she's a day ahead. Exactly. Exactly. You do the same thing? Yeah, cool. Everybody's saying goodnight, Tyler. Everybody go check out his channel. Hey, look who's here. It's Brian and Tiffany, the latecomers. Now that we've already talked about you behind your back, saying how much we enjoyed your live stream this week and your beautiful cinematic videos, you're just going to have to rewatch this live stream because I did a bunch of shout outs right after I had Tyler from the Outdoor Tennessean on here as a guest. We talked for about, I don't know, what was it, guys? 20 minutes, 20, 30 minutes. I think that Zoom, the free version of Zoom, lets me talk with somebody for 40 minutes, and he connected with me 10 minutes before we went live. So let's just say I think half past or something like that is when we wrapped it up. And then I did my shout outs to all my buddies and favorite videos of the week and all that stuff. So you missed it, but that's totally cool, Tiffany and Brian. But everybody on here knows to go check out your channel. So you also missed the flurry where people were handing out memberships, buying memberships for each other like crazy, which was pretty funny. There was a flurry. Allie and the Traveling Whitcombs both anteed up and bought like 5 memberships each or 10 memberships each or something. So if you see everybody in the chat is a member here for $1 a month, a lot of them got a 1-month free gift or subscription or something like that. So Mike says it's the couple on the meth bus. Right, exactly. They know you're kidding, buddy. Don't worry about that. I'm sure they get a lot of funny comments about their live streams. They're not on a meth bus, Mike. You're the one that's in a meth RV, so I don't think you got much room to talk, mister. They're very funny. So I also wanted to show you something that Lori sent me. So funny thing is when I sent Lori the magnets and the stickers, she had my address. And didn't she just send me a national park's 250th American birthday magazine. How cool is this? Is this not the coolest present? National Parks, the magazine of the National Parks Conservation Association, reflecting on America's birthday in the national parks. Look how pretty this is, you guys. This is so neat. And I've already looked through here. There's all these incredible specials and, highlighting all these parks. Look at all these animals. That's going to get Daniel thinking he's going to want to take up hunting again. If you didn't hear Daniel's news, DG Outdoors is going to shift from being a lot of hunting to mostly fishing because Daniel has decided for this month that he loves fishing more than he loves hunting. But next month, Daniel will decide what he really wants is crossbows and firearms. And then the month after that, Daniel will decide when the weather starts turning warm that he really wants to be a hunting channel. And then a month after that, Daniel will decide he really wants to be a books and literature channel. So Daniel can pivot as many times as he wants, and he can make his channel about whatever he wants to. But for now, Daniel's going to be a fishing channel, which would be, Allie, he was talking about having you. He was talking about having you on as a guest. That would be super cool. Really, really neat. Here's a neat article about a hero of the Battle of Bunker Hill, a black soldier named Salem Poor, who was singled out for his bravery. Here's a really cool article about the impending 250th anniversary party this July and what the national parks and national battlefields are going to do about that. The Over Mountain Victory National Historic Trail, which goes through North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, and Virginia. So, Lori, this is a super, super cool present. Thank you so much for sending me this. Nice picture of Hoover Dam on the back there. So this is awesome. So thank you. Let me get a little bit caught up. I think New Zealand is 6 or 7 hours behind us. Well, it feels like it, but they're actually 20 hours ahead. I think. Never mentioned meth or a bus. You're funny. He's a comedian, He's just talking about the fact that you guys are just sitting on your RV talking, and he's got the meth RV, so don't listen to him. Yeah, Lori's awesome. RV people with the van. Yep, that's you. That is a kingly gift. Scottish ancestry with the hat. Oh, how are you doing there? 1439315, aka Medic, Army Medic. It is very good to see you in here. I didn't shout you out. Looks like you got one of those free memberships though. See the little star next to your name. So you got one of those free memberships they were throwing out in there. Only spent 2 days in Edinburgh, yet you loved it. Well, to answer your question, indeed, you can see my dad's avatar there is the Scottish flag, and in front of that is our own family's royal crest there for the McGregor family, which we descend from. And you can always remember the name of my family because it's Mr. McGregor's garden in Peter Rabbit. So yeah, we are Scottish ancestry, and I was also born in Scotland. My dad, who was in the Navy, was stationed in Scotland when I was born, and so I was born in Scotland, but I am American because my parents were Americans. Everyone, let's make Scott send out a bunch of stickers. I'm filling out the form now. Well, I think you all should do that. In fact, you know what I'll do? Why don't I just get that link and drop it in the chat? If I was any kind of brain at all, that's what I would have done the first time. So let me just do that. Here's the link. I should have done that when we were talking about it before. I should have just put the link instead of making you have to chase it down and find it in a video. Maybe it was my secret plan to get you all to click on a video and get a free view. No, so there's a link. It's just a Google form, and if you fill it out and give me your address, then I will mail you magnets and stickers. I would be more than happy to go to the post office or Publix and get more stamps if I need to. Thank you, Lori. I really appreciate that. That was a kingly gift, as Gimli said. Homeschool Time, AK Army Medic. Yep, absolutely. Homeschool Time is the channel. And Army Medic. Hey, everybody, Perlman. If you guys didn't get a chance to see Perlman's video with his flintlock rifle trying to get him a deer as he climbed up a snowy hill overlooking the Monongahela River and freezing his toes off, you missed a good one, so go check it out. Hey, Lori, since I'm in your soul school, I think you have my email. Send me an email with your address. I've got something I want to send you. Cool. Soul school. You're in her soul school. 1994, traveled all over England, Scotland, Wales, Ireland. So much fun. Ah, to be young. Well, that is on my um, bucket list. I want to go back to Scotland. I'd like to see Ireland. I'd like to visit Dublin. I'd like to take a tour of the Guinness factory, but I'd like to visit Scotland. I'd like to revisit the town I was born in, and I'd like to rent a motorcycle and ride that along the North Sea Road and see all that. So, hey, thanks to whoever sent me a free membership. I can try and find that. Let me see if we can scroll back and see who that was. I'm scrolling, I'm scrolling, I'm scrolling. I'm scrolling, I'm looking for Perlman. It's got to be here somewhere. I'm scrolling, I'm scrolling. Perlman, it was Traveling Whitcombs that bought that for you. So thank you very much, Traveling Whitcombs, who was handing out memberships like they're going out of style, and inspired Allie to start handing them out like they were going out of style or like they're going back in style. So there you go. It was Traveling Whitcombs who got you. And oh, your great grandpa was Scottish. Well, you know, the best people, only the best people are. I'm so sorry. I take it all back. I went and looked at your page, had you confused with a couple that live on a bus. Well, that's embarrassing, Mike. You calling them a meth bus? That is so funny. Don't worry, we don't hate you. We just know you're silly. But you got them mixed up with somebody else. That makes sense because, yeah, they make RV videos and really, really pretty nature videos, stuff like that. But getting back to the question that Homeschool Time had there about my hat, and yes, Allie likes the hat. Thank you very much. This hat is one of my favorite companies, and you can see this one has a kind of a cartoon of Nessie from Loch Ness. I think if I do this, I can make it focus. Let's try. Yeah. Boston Scally is the name of the company that makes the hat. There we go. And this one is called Loch Ness. This model is called Loch Ness, and it's got a cartoon picture of Nessie there. Let me get my focus back on me now. But yeah, I like Boston Scally. I've got 3 or 4 Boston Scally hats. They're really nice and they're very comfortable. Yeah, so you guys all forgave each other. That's good. We're all friends here. We're all friends here. I would like to see Scotland. I would like to have seen Montana. What movie is that from? I would like to have seen Montana. Yeah, everybody go check out their page and check them out. Your daughter wants to live in Scotland. Well, who could blame her? That would be great. Very nice. Trying to find a link where you got it from. Are you talking here about the hat? It's Boston Scally. Is that what you're talking about? They have a lot of cool ones. I could show them to you. I suppose once again we could go back over to the web browser and I could show you their page. Boston Scally Co. And they just have the coolest hats. They have 2 styles that I like. One is the one that I have on right now, which is what you see all of these hats here look like. But they've also got this flat cap style, which is it's a flat panel on the top as opposed to having a seam down the middle. So you can see that mine has a seam right down the middle, and a lot of these do, like this one here. It's got these triangular patterns, and the other style that they have, I have one of their hats, is this flat guy here. And if you guys have watched Old Man Mike on YouTube anytime, he's one of my favorite YouTubers. I was watching a really encouraging video from him this morning. He wears this kind of hat all the time. Let's bring him up, because he seems to have an endless collection of these things. But I'm not sure if no, not Old Man Mike. What is he called? Um, Old Mike Living Good. Old Man Living something. Let me look it up. Come on, you guys got to remind me what his channel's called. Ah, I think the easiest way to find him is just to go into my comments. Let's look for him in my comments here. That'd be a lot easier. Where is he? There he is. No, that's Robbie. Man, I'm not seeing him. It's hold on. I'm gonna find him now. Once I get on a mission, I can't stop. I have to find him. He left a comment just the other day, and I was looking at his YouTube this morning. He had a really inspiring video about the algorithm will lead you astray or something like that. And dang it, why is here he is? Found him. Old Me Living. Man, I know you guys probably already told me in the chat. I know I'm not looking at it. Push this button here. I bet you all already told me, right? If I look in the chat, I'm gonna find everybody saying Old Me Living, right? Oh, are you guys giving away more memberships? Here we go. We gotta hit the button. Let's hit the button. We've got new members. Outstanding. But who knows how many he gave away? I could try and count them. I could hit the button a million times too. We got the special button. Quinn and Mike Peterson are both now living in Cork, Ireland. Perfect starting point for a Euro trip. You know, I knew that Steve was headed over that way. I didn't know about Mike. That is good to know. These are a couple of our motorcycle buddies, John and I know. And if they're living in Cork, Ireland, that is a perfect place for a European starting trip. Absolutely, yeah. So Allie's got them throwback 90s trucker hats. Yeah, that is very true. 100%. So let's look at this. Okay. Mr. Perlman gave out 5 memberships. So everybody who just got a membership from Perlman, thank you, Perlman. That was so generous of you. Now you can go into my channel and you can go to the membership tab. Let's take a peek at that real quick. So when you go here, you'll be able to see a membership tab. And once you become a member for, $1 a month, you get to see all my private videos and secret videos and all these behind the scenes videos I've made for special members only. And I've got members only posts that I make all the time. So those of you that Perlman just handed out a subscription to, which is Kurdzek here, Sally Sock Puppet, Kevin Hamburger, Nicole Do, Big Dude, all you folks who got memberships here, enjoy those and have a good time with that. Northwest Montana is the last best place, but we also took a couple of cross-country road trips. Wow, that's awesome. That's cool. 6.5 months in an RV and 6 months in a van. You guys should do a meetup with Deb and Mike in their RV. They're doing all that stuff. See, I knew somebody would be saying it in the chat. Exactly. But I refused to look at the chat because I didn't want to get the spoiler. I wanted to find it because I was being stubborn. But thank you, Debbie Sue is Johnny on the spot there. You subscribe to his channel, yeah. So real quick, let me show you what I was going to show you on his channel here. Old Me Living Better, as you said. And the cool thing with the reason I brought it up in the first place was because of all his cool hats. Look at these. He's got 8 or 10 of them just in the shorts that are easy to find and point out. He's got the cool guy hats. And these are all those flat panel top ones, except for maybe the black one. But I kind of call those British racing caps. I don't know if they have a better name for that style of hat, but I've always called them British racing caps. Mine that I have that's that style is this plaid one here. We can switch to the plaid for a minute. And the first Boston Scally hat I ever got, my wife got for me as a present, and it's M81 Woodland Camo, which is also known as God's Plaid. So I've got 3 Boston Scallies and a few other non-Boston Scally British hats. So we're off to the races with the hats. I need to learn how to do that gift. I'm not sure if I can do it. Enjoyed a cigar earlier. Next time to buy more beers. Um, so homeschool living guy, homeschool time. What kind of cigar did you have earlier? That's what we want to know. What were you smoking? And do you have any to share? 5. That was awesome. Yep. Are you coming up for the Frog Leg Festival? So Granny is real close to a place called Fellsmere in Florida, which is famous for its Frog Leg Festival. I do not have any plans to go up there for that. I do need to visit it sometime because it looks like it'd be a lot of fun to hang out and see that. And I've never been to it, but it would be neat. I would like to see that. Whoops, I hit the wrong button. Sorry. I didn't mean that. Let's bring that back. I hit the button for no reason. Modern Man is a short, funny bit to help laugh some every day. Yep. I need to get one of those camel ones and get your logo printed on it. That would be funny. Yeah, that'll be something for the merch store when I get that rolling, right? Um, but right now, all I've got is a Teespring page that has the logo on T-shirts and stuff like that. But one of these days, we'll have a real merch store that makes stuff custom ordered with the cool logo on things like that. That'd be cool. But I could definitely see Daniel and Mike and a few of you other guys. Perlman, I could see you in a camo hat like that. Yeah, that's Granny. That's what everybody always says is they like the smell of pipe tobacco, not cigars so much, right? So you have a grenadier 6-pack of cigars for $10 because I'm a cheap date. Bahama Mama beers are 2 for $8 at Quick Trip. Quick Trip, very good. Quick Trip is the favorite store of another YouTuber I watch a lot. Um, his name is Victory Outdoor Services. He's a concrete residential driveway concrete guy. He's got a small business with 4 or 5 people and a huge channel. I bet he's got 1 million subscribers by now. I wouldn't be surprised. Really nice guy, Ryan. He's up in Menominee Falls, which is by Waukesha. Really, really nice guy in Wisconsin. Victory Outdoor Services. Loves Quick Trip. Super cool. Nice guy. Uh, so that's the reminder on the sticker notes. Before we get too late, and I see my wife has just pulled up, so she got home. So Mrs. Escaping the Suburbs will be coming in pretty soon. She will not get on camera, I guarantee you. But I do have a sad note that I want to bring up and acknowledge if it's okay with you. And just say a few words because Scott Adams passed away on Tuesday morning. And as an IT and computer support guy, like Tyler and I were talking about, I, of course, related to his Dilbert comic strip going back to the late 90s and the 2000s, right? It showed the absurdity of corporate office life, and I think everybody knows the comic Dilbert strip, but he wrote a book, which I discovered, I don't know, 10 years ago, How to Fail at Almost Everything and Still Win Big. And it was a contrarian guide that embraced failure as a counterintuitive path to success. But the really big one was a book called Reframe Your Brain. He wrote a book called Reframe Your Brain. I have a copy of it here, and it changed how I look at the world. It says it's the user interface for happiness and success. But here's what Scott looks like. He passed away this Tuesday. But it changed the way I look at the world, and I have passed several lessons from this book on in several of my videos. This is where I got the idea that being embarrassed is good for you. And with your permission, I would like to read one of his reframes from this book and share with you an example of what these reframes do for you. So let me just read page 88. And it'll only take a minute because it's a very easy breezy book to get through. This reframe is one I have used with great success. Like many of the reframes in this book, it looks too easy to be true. I don't mean to make any of this sound like magic, because any one person's success with a reframe is hard to predict. But in the unlikely event your brain is wired like mine in this specific respect, you might be surprised how well this reframe works. The usual frame is, I worry something will go wrong. The reframe is, I'm curious what will happen. If you succeed in switching your thoughts from your past to your imaginary future, you run the risk of generating anxiety about how things might turn out in your future. I advise you to only imagine positive outcomes, but being human, you will have some worries about the future as well. Instead of focusing on what could go wrong, accept that you live in a world where things usually go wrong, at least a little bit, and instead try to treat the future as a curiosity. What will happen if I do this versus that? You can quickly gamify, which means to turn into fun, the ambiguity of the future. Just keep telling yourself it'll be interesting and you can't wait to find out what will happen. Can you really gamify something just by wanting to? Yes, it's a thing. For example, with the advent of streaming TV apps, I found myself angry and frustrated every time I wanted to watch something. The chosen app would need an update, or it wouldn't work on the device I wanted to use, or it would say I'm already logged in, or my password wouldn't work. After a few years of that nightmare, I reframed watching TV as hacking into my own account. I'm no longer a frustrated consumer with several streaming apps that have poor user experiences. Now I'm a skilled hacker who will use every resource at his disposal to break through the user interface of the sign in process. My dopamine hit comes from successfully opening an app and using it. I generally find nothing worth watching and call it a night, but at least I got my hacker hit of dopamine. Aren't you curious if the curiosity reframe will work for you? So that's just a one page reframe, and it's just an example. And I honestly pulled that at random earlier in the day when I was like, I wonder what I'm going to read to these guys from one of my favorite books. And I just, hope I didn't just knock myself online as I drop it on my keyboard there. But I just, uh, what in the heck? I accidentally started up Apple Music. That's what I did. I just randomly grabbed a random reframe out of the book and said, this is the one I'm going to read to these folks. And you can't go wrong. There's not a bad one in there. So that's that reframe for you. So Scott's books and his daily morning live streams are what ingrained the relentless optimism that I carry through life in me. And his political enemies have mislabeled him and drawn inaccurate pictures of his perspectives lately. You can't trust politically biased media on either side, so don't go by what the media is trying to draw of him right now. I am going to miss him, and this is to Scott. Cheers if you got something. That's to Scott. And hello, Mrs. Escaping the Suburbs. Welcome home. Glad you could make it. Mrs. Escaping the Suburbs says hello to everybody. She will not be joining us on camera. She's not a camera-friendly person. Maybe there's a reframe in the book that we can convince her that going on camera is exciting. I wonder what will happen next. Yeah, probably not. So that's my ode to Scott. But it is getting late. It's a quarter past already. I usually try to stay live at about an hour, and we've gone over that tonight, so I'm going to cut everybody loose here. I think that 2026 is going to be awesome. I can already feel 2026 starting to get awesome. I've got that good feeling, that this is the year. Is there anybody else here feeling that? And also, kind of getting the feeling that 2026 is going to be an awesome year for us. I think we're all starting to feel that. Is anybody else here starting to feel that this is your year? Let me get caught up on the chat, and then we will say goodnight. Let's see what I missed. Here we go. I need to get one of those. Oh, we already talked about the hat, and we talked about the tobacco smell and your cigar. And everybody's saying hi to each other. We can probably jump past that. Yeah, Dilbert, exactly. I work adjacent to the IT department. We all had a Dilbert around. When Back in the day when we were actually in the office all the time, or when there was actually water coolers, somebody always cut a Dilbert out of the newspaper, actual paper copy, and either put it up on their wall in their cubicle or put it up by the water cooler. So, um, yeah, Dilbert was an interesting perspective on corporate life, and also had a lot of great insights into just day to day life, not just office worker. This is my 2026 Dilbert calendar sitting here, and can't wait till tomorrow morning. I can rip off the page and read another one. You love the user interface reference. Yeah, if you think about it, he always said that human brains are just a moist computer that we can reprogram, and we can reprogram our own brains. What a great concept. Yeah, and Lori agrees. You cannot believe anything the media says, regardless of what site it's on and regardless of what channel it's on. They're all biased, and so when they start speaking in favor of their own bias and against their own bias, whichever side they're on, whichever side you're on, I would not trust them. Allie says bye, everybody. Everybody knows I'm winding down, so I hope everybody gets a chance to say goodnight to each other. Uh, Allie said it here. We have got this. We're all going to make it. And I think it's going to be an awesome day. So I'm going to bid everybody to have a good night. Thank you very much for joining me. I will see you next Wednesday night. I'm already going to start looking forward to next Wednesday's live stream as soon as I sign off. Hate to say goodbye, but can't go on live forever, right? So everybody have a good night, and I will see you if I can find the right button. I'll see you in the next. Oh, you know what I was going to tell? Here I am signing off. I don't really have to tell you this, but I was thinking about a slight change to the programming. You probably saw that after the live streams are over, I cut it up and I make some live stream replay videos, and I release those over the weekend. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to save those for next Wednesday. So the replays of tonight will get cut up and replaced, and they'll be played probably next Wednesday morning. So the morning of a live stream, there'll be replays from the previous week. And I'll still do my videos on Mondays and Fridays like always. And shorts go out all the dang time. So that's my programming. That's my programming update. So everybody have a great night. Thanks for joining me, and I will see you next week. Good night.